Hey, welcome in Music City Trader Tribers, and we're doing binary options today. Getting in this 30 seconds, man. I really wish I would have taken this higher, but this trade could win, it could lose, it could go either way at this point. It came down here, it broke down this thing. It really pushed down hard. It really went past this level. It's got 20 seconds left. Let's see what it's going to do. It really went past this black line. And I thought that it was going to go for it. And I think it really still can. It's got 11 seconds here. It's really cold in my office. It's 50 degrees. Oh, this could be a win. Thank you, Lord. Oh, come on, baby. Yep, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, all right. So, all right, this was a good win. And I literally can see my breath in my office right now. My heaters went out this week, and the guy is coming today to fix them, but it's the coldest it's ever been. Now, this was a win, and yesterday was a rough day. Yesterday, I broke my rules. This win was based on, this breakthrough. This was a big climb up. It broke through. It really did change. I should have waited for it to do like a retest. I thought I might have gotten in a little early on the retest. This might be the retest right here, but I do believe that this will go down from here. And so it's kind of like, will it retest total? I'm going to go ahead and take this down for 5 minutes. So this little retest, that's where I wanted it earlier. I'm taking another trade for 5 minutes, and we'll just see. And while that's running out, I want to show you guys what's going on here in the plan, okay? And I'll come back to that. Basically, yesterday was a pretty rough day. I kind of traded up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I went through all this stuff. It doesn't matter, because what happens when I go outside of my when I go outside of my trading strategy, what happens is I just kind of lose, and it's like I can't really win anymore. I don't win more just because I'm taking more stupid trades. If you can see this, I had a loss, and that was where I should have stopped. And then I had a win, and I was like, okay. And then I had a loss, and I had a loss, and I was like, well, then I had a win, and then I had a win and a win and a win. So I had 3 or 4 wins, but see, I never really I had 3 losses, and then I believe this was a win. So I had a couple wins, and then a loss, and then a win. So I never did get above where I should have been. Okay, so basically, I'm going to take out all these. I don't really want these in the mix, because what I ended with yesterday was basically a loss and a win. I actually, you know what? I ended with evenness yesterday. I didn't make any. I didn't really lose any. I think it was down a few $20 or something. So it would have been the same as if I would have just quit there. And then today, to prove my point, let's see if this is winning. This could win. Yeah, it's got 3 minutes. So this little retrace, I tried to retrace up here, and I believe that it's going to go down based on all my things. But what happens is when I keep going after I break my rule, what I've kind of learned is that you don't get more wins. You don't get more wins. You don't get more wins. So it was cold in the house. I was up 49%. I couldn't think straight. Then I just put my notes here. Broke rules. Made about 15 trades. Ended up back where I started. So this is really what happened. Is like I break the rules, end up back where I started. So a loss and a win. That would have been, even. So this is December 16th. We're going to check that trade again, make sure it's winning. It's 8:49. That one trade, I found it was so easy. But I think that's the problem with binary options. It looks easy. It feels easy. Let's look at this in 1 minute. So in 1 minute, this looks like it wanted to retrace this level. It's not. This scares me. It doesn't really look like it's broken down yet, but it got down here pretty far. It hasn't broken up or down. Look how stuck it is. And this really is stuck in a rectangle now. I took this basically thinking that this was going to go down and it was going to break the bottom of that rectangle, you know. It's really a rectangle here. Yeah, it could go either way at this point because it keeps wicking off the bottoms. It could get up to there. It's having a hard time getting past here. It's got a minute and a half. If you look at it in 5, you know, it looks like it's trying to climb back up, but I hope it wins. If this, yeah, this could start climbing. It doesn't matter. One of my friends asked me to explain wicks to him the other day, and I was like, well, it really depends on the time frame. You know, in a 5 minute, that looks like it could start climbing, but it's just holding down. It retested and it's holding down. Now it's getting to a minute left. It's wanting to go down. It's not getting any higher. Look in there. He's getting lower, 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 lower. This is lower, lower, higher, lower. This weird pattern. It's really weird. You can't really see. This pattern could be anything. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that in 30 seconds it just holds down. It went lower here, lower here. It stayed almost as high here, but it went down there. This is going all over the place. It got lower here, higher here. It's just all over the place. Finally breaks above there, but it's got 20 seconds. So this piece right here, if it breaks there, it's bad because it's only got 13 seconds. It could shoot right back down, but it's leaving the town now. It's leaving town. Come on, go back down. It's leaving town. It's got 3 seconds. I mean, I don't know. It'd be a miracle if this won. It did not win. All right, so that's okay. I've got a loss. Today I've got a win, which was good, and then I've got a loss. Okay. So for this to not be able to break down, it's kind of weird now. It feels like it might go up from here, you know. It kind of came down here. It's kind of trying to retest. I think it's going to go up. It doesn't really... Yeah, see, this is the interesting thing. It broke down. It went pretty far. Now it's just heading back up. So in terms of us thinking that this is an actual turnaround, it's kind of burned to me as a turnaround because it kind of... You know, it's kind of going higher each time. But now I'm just not really sure. Because it could consolidate here. This was a consolidation point. It did try to get higher there. It didn't really do. My actual trading plan is to try to find these moments. To try to find those moments that when they happen, that I can snipe in on them, you know. This sort of seems like it broke the level, and now it's just playing around in this level down here, just playing around. Like it really, really don't know. So what I need to do is I need to find, if I'm gonna get a win today, I'm gonna have to find a actual chart that's moving in a direction that I think makes sense. But you know, that one was what, AEDC and Y. So where is that one? This one right here. Okay. See, now it's just completely consolidating, and it just a matter of direction. We don't know what the direction is. This one right here has set up a nice trend. So this is another one of those ones that's sort of been climbing. Look at that. It's been climbing, and it sets up a trend. It goes down. Let's look at it in 5 and see, is it really going to break down, or is it going to continue up? I mean, this one's in an uptrend. It breaks down here, and we're going to go ahead and take this up off this bottom line. Now that's because these charts seem to be trending. It got down there, it hit, and it just busted up there. It wants to make new highs here. This says I have too many drawings here. Let's see if I can get rid of some drawings. I don't know why. I think because I trade on these charts a lot, so I draw a bunch of lines everywhere. This one's out of the money again, but it's trying to go down where it's. And I will tell you right now, for some reason, even last night when Todd was trading, the charts seemed really off. You know, so this may not be the right. day to trade. It may not be, okay? There, this could win though. And if it wins, maybe I'll just take this to the next level. Maybe I'll just take this up again. There it goes. It's up here. We've got levels. I'm way back here now. So it's kind of bouncing around, which is kind of not good. But see, it kind of went down. If you look at it in an hour, it went down and it bounced off that bottom. I think it's definitely turning around here. So that's actually a good thing to think, because it kind of comes down here in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, it looks a little iffy. It's kind of blocked up in 10 minutes. In 5 minutes, it looks like it could be a real turnaround, because now it's going back down there again. You know, this is my line of change right here, or my line. This is actually my line, my trend line. So now it's like, okay, now it sort of broke down and it played around. I'm not saying that it's going to stay there, because these charts are very, very trendy. At least the one that I just saw was pretty trendy. So it's like, look at that. It goes down there. It could easily break down and go up. It's not got like a major line of support and resistance back there. I don't think anything's major. Like here, maybe this one's a little bit, maybe up here. But I think it's reaching. You know, it's reaching there. Like here's a line of support. It's going to jump off that line of support, hopefully. And I got to be careful, because it does go down and then it goes back up. It does that every time in here. It got these big wicks. So this could just be an opportunity for a nice big wick in the 5. But that, even in the 5 minute, this looks like it's finally breaking through. But that doesn't mean it won't retest. It's got to retest though soon, within the next 2 minutes. Yeah, it's got to retest. It's got to retest if it's going to retest. Yeah, this one right here. It kind of looks like it's... I'm going to take another trade on this, because I want to win both of these. All right, so this is outside of my trading strategy as well. So that's like, I think part of what I need to do is get back into my trading strategy. I don't feel like I have like every day it's like just sort of, am I going to follow my strategy today or not? Am I going to follow what I'm supposed to do or not? You know, it's like December, chart's moving really funny. This is a really good line of resistance. A minute and, what is this? A minute and 12. Okay, that's the short one. Okay, long one. So this one's up here. It's got to retest. But this is actually a perfect break. I mean, this is a perfect... Came down, it hit, it broke, it kind of retested there, and then it kept going. So both of these could lose. One of them's got 2 minutes, one of them's got a minute. This one, if we can get this to bounce back off here. This is sort of like anti-strategy. I mean, this is the anti-strategy. This strategy right here, I came up, I played this off of this line right here. Okay, so it's playing there. It's like saying it wants to go back up here. That's actually a pretty good spot for it to bounce off of. So let's see. The first one's in danger of losing. The second one could win. Yeah, if it keeps going up from here, if it doesn't play this little game, if it kind of goes back up, 9 seconds left on the second one. Let's see here. 2, 1. Okay, so that first one is a loss, right? Let's make sure that's what I was saying. Yeah. So win, loss, loss. Okay, so this has to be a loss. So win, loss, and then this is going to be a loss. I don't have a strategy to mark my 2 losses, but really, let's see. Okay, win, loss, loss. Okay, so I have a win and then a loss. And then I had a win and a loss. So I was at the right place right there. Win and a loss, and then this loss. Huh. Look at this win. This is going to be a nice big win. So it goes up here. Yeah. I'm not so sure that this isn't just going to go back down. It doesn't look like it's really pushing hard there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. So, all right, I'm gonna take another one. So that was that. Actually, that was a win, a loss, and a win. All right. All right. 2 wins, 2 losses. So I have a paper on my desk right here. So I'm back where I started basically. And I'm chasing this. I'm going to chase this down. We got 5 minutes here. This is a nice little breakdown. It retested here. And basically what happens is it retests here, and we think it's going to go ahead and stab through there. That's really what we think is going to happen. It really should do that because it came up, it went through, came up, tested, and we've got a good position here. So not a bad trade really at all. Really great position actually. If you ask me, I'm like, yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that's the test of that. And then we're going to take a 10-minute from here because I'm just going to double up on this. It's not my strategy, but that's what I've been noticing is, you know, these charts are moving in this sort of strange way, and I guess this is the bad part about this is if it doesn't do what I think and I'm down 2. I guess is that the risk you take? I've seen charts, and at this time of day, I've seen them climb. Weirdly enough, I've seen them climb up the row at the bottom. Like they would just start, instead of going down from here, they could climb up the row, you know, underneath. I'm not sure what that pattern is. I've seen that pattern. I'm not saying that pattern does exist. If this one does that, I'll lose. But if it goes down through here and breaks down this bottom, which this is a line of interest to me down here. It's got to break down below this line and kind of take a lower low. Even though, let's see what it looks like in 30. It's kind of a mess here, but the thing is it did go up for a long time. Then it had a change, and then it went back down. You know, then it broke through, it retested. This is a full retest, okay? And I think it's going to retest and go down. So my assumption is that it's going to follow this, down, okay? That it retested from here. Either way, I think we're at 2 minutes here. This could be 2 wins, and I'm really struggling with my strategy because I only get 1 single loss per day. Now, if I run this to ChatGPT and I talk to, you know, my strategy in my mind and I run all the numbers, it's okay if I lose a trade for the day. You know what I'm saying? Because my strategy is to win 2 a day. But I've noticed a long time ago I used to do a down 2, up 4. I used to do this thing where I could risk 4% of my account. I could risk 4% of my account. I was only trying to make 2% gains. And that was actually the Hack the Math book that I wrote. And I took a lot more trades during that time. And I really like that trading strategy because you have a little more to risk. But the problem with that is on days that you lose twice as much as that you ever win. So you kind of almost force yourself into losing days. You force yourself away from losing days. So if you're losing, you like can't handle it. I guess does that make sense? If you're losing, you cannot handle it at all. So you just got to keep trying to win. And so, you know, because, you know, like I'm losing more than I even ever win. So what I did with this strategy is I sort of said, well, when I'm losing, I just want to lose a little bit, you know, but when I'm winning, I want to win twice that much. So hopefully it bounces off this level right here because this is where I get frustrated. There you go. Bounce down. even if it's that level. So this is the level it needs to bounce off of. It's got 30 seconds. It's kind of bouncy. There we go. It kind of had a little. When I lose, I want to lose just a little bit. When I win, I want to win twice as much as I'm ever losing. So that way, losing days don't feel so bad to me. You know. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be like, you know, it's okay. There we go. There's a win. All right. So I'm gonna mark this win down. So we got a win now. All right. So we have a win, loss, loss, win, win. So really, we're up 114 now. That's actually pretty good, right? But the problem is I've already placed another trade, and it's quite a long trade. It's outside of my normal trading. I do think it's high enough that it could be safe, but it does have 5 minutes. So let's look at the 5 minute. Let's look at the 1 minute. Yeah, I mean, it's, especially if it holds up there to that sort of thing. But I don't believe the charts are doing that much of a. They're not acting that normal today. So let's see if this holds up to, like, say this line right here. Then we're good. We're never going to get up there. That's nice, unless it hits. See, it kind of went lower a little bit. It's okay. It needs to kind of hold this level right here. So that turnaround breaks through, goes down. At 5 minutes, it could go either way. If it tries to retest this top line, we're in big trouble. Not that it's like the end of the world, because we win. We'd have 2 losses. Basically we'd have 3 wins and 3 losses, which is not what I want to do. I want to avoid that. We've got 4 minutes still. This is a really long trade. In the 10 minute, let's see what it looks like in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, it looks okay. In 10 minutes, I still think it could go down. It's sort of like in a really vulnerable spot, though, at this point. Because what I wanted it to do, obviously, was bounce off this line and continue down. And I wanted it to go, you know, down here even. I wanted it to get down. And maybe it will. You know, maybe it will go down here. This is a line of support here. Let's see. This is the line. This one down here, it could go down to here. That's a really good sign, guys, that it bounced off that line. Because it just needs to continue down there. If I look at this in 1, really good sign that it broke down. This is a strong line, though. This right here, this is the strong line that I want it to break. This kind of line right here is, it hit here once, hit here again. It did break that once. It did break it. It broke it a bunch, actually. It's got 3 minutes here. Let's look at 3 minutes. Looks pretty good, actually. Big old top wicks. Can't get above. It's been going a little bit lower each time. I think it wants to go down to this line down here. Now, the problem is with this type of trading is the biggest problem is it gives me a little bit of loss. Okay, so I've got 1. I'm actually sitting on 1 win. So win, loss, loss, win, win. So actually, I started out with 1. So now I've got 1. Okay. So I win, lost that one. Win, lost. So I've got an actual win, and I started with a win. So now I have 2, what we would call 2. I'll call them 2 sticky notes. Okay, I have 2 sticky notes right now. Okay. And we can see this going down. We can see it going up. It's kind of like just stuck in this box. Luckily, my trade is at the top of a box where it's kind of not. It's not able to. It went up there, then it went down here. It's getting a little bit lower each time. Although it's weird, it broke that structure. It broke that pink structure. I don't know. It's really a box at this point. It's been at the top of the bottom, top of the bottom. It's been bottom of the top. Now it's kind of coming up against. It did break this line, which I think is great. Now it's trying to break it again. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it could turn and start going down. This is kind of a nail biter, to be honest, because it could go either way from this point, and that's a big red candle. Shows very strong rejection from the top, but overall, because it broke that line of change, or that trend line, it broke my blue trend line, then I can assume this is a downtrend. This is moving into somewhat of a downtrend. It's got down pressure, but I don't want to get myself too cocky, because then I take risks. Like, this was a risk. Today I took a risk. I actually traded beyond what I should have, and it might, if it turns out that I win this trade, then I'll have 2 wins. I already have 1 win. If you go into the closed trades here, we have a win, a loss, a win. Okay, and then we have an actual win, which is a net win. It's 1 more win than we had when we started, so that's 1 trade that's a win. All right, this looks like it might actually win. Yeah, so this is doing what I thought. Overall, it solidified. It did. What did this do? It's weird, because I changed my strategy today. When it came down here and hit this blue line the first time, I called it, and it went up, and then it just went back down. It had already kind of hit through the line, so I just have to stick with my strategy, because today I kind of decided to go against my strategy. In terms of I should have seen this bounce. So there we go. That's actually another win. So we'll put this as a win. So we had a win and a loss. So that should have been, this should have been it. Then we had a loss, which I should have stopped there, and then I had 3 wins. But that's kind of what happens, and I don't want to trade like this in general. So if we look at this over here, it's $252 profit today, 67% win rate. But I was at the end of that was my last trade. Like, that was it. And then, so for the week, or for the whole plan, I'm up 60% of my account. I'm up $1,200 from when I started, and I'm in. This was on session number 13. So I'm going to redo this chart a little bit to show days that I win and days that I lose. I believe I can put that in this way. Insert right here. Win, loss, day. Okay, so I basically just want to put this in there so it's like so it shows me, are these winning or losing days. That's what I want to do. I want to have this show me if the day was a win or the day was a loss, because in this plan, basically I can have more losing days than I have winning days. I really can, and that's what I need to know. Like, if I don't follow that rule though, and I end up having a losing day where I just lose a bunch of money, then it's not going to work. And that's what happens to me a lot of times. I'll get off my plan, like yesterday, So I can look at these daily profits, and I think I'll win-loss day, and then insert this. Let's say we're going to just make this is going to be really a good it's a daily profit. So let's say if this is a win-loss day, we'll say if this is a daily profit, we'll say this one's going to equal, my daily profit is going to be this one right here. Okay. And then I'm going to roll this all the way down, because we're going for 100 days, right? Fill without formatting. Okay. What did that do? Oh, crap. Okay, no. Daily profit is going to equal. I did something really bad there. What is it? Let's say. All right, I should probably end this stream, because now it's just me messing around. So the daily profit is here. It's going to equal this right here. Okay, that's it right there. That's going to equal that. The daily profit is there, and then I can just take this down like this, all the way down to there, and it shows me that there's my profit. So now I'll let this be known if it's a win or a loss. Okay, so this is a win, this is a loss, this is a tie actually, this is a win, this is a win, this is a loss, this is a win, 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 this is a tie, this is a win. Okay, So I'll work on this chart to make it. I'd like for it to be able to tell me how many days I'm winning and losing, and like what the thing is. So a winning day is if I win and if I end in the profit. And I think a tie day is going to actually end up being. I think I can say a tie if you just lose a little bit, like a $15 or something, because you're losing that's just a tie. You're losing a little bit. So look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 winning days, 1, 2 tie days, and 2 loss days. All right, guys. If you want the charts that I make, just go to musiccitytrader.com. I'll see you in there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to know more. This is real life trading. Let's look at this chart just for curiosity. Continuing down. It's continuing to make lower lows. And it's continuing to go lower since it broke that trend line. Now it could go back up at any time, so you just never know. This one did the same thing. This one broke down, got in a box, and I stopped trading on this one because remember it started consolidating. It didn't really go down, but see, this has been bouncing kind of slowly, and then it didn't really just go down, did it? No, it didn't. It didn't at all. So all right, that's it for today.